Hello, I'm going to show you one of my favorite interactive whiteboard apps. And while interactive whiteboards are great when they're built into a board, they're also available on devices like our iPads. And so this is a free app available on the iPad called ShowMe. And I think it's great for a wide range of ages. So let's take a look. I can, up here in the top right, click Create and make my own interactive whiteboard creation. I can even make it a screen recording to share it with students later on. But I can also, if you see over here on the left-hand side, I can look at ShowMe's that other educators have created. And so I can click through. Let's say I was a 6th grade math teacher and I had some students that needed some help. Here are a collection of 6th grade math lessons that are already created, explaining things like greatest common factor. And my students who might need a little extra help on that could refer back to this whenever they needed to. I could share it on my classroom website. I could use this to help explaining in class to provide another means of representation for my students who needed a little extra help. So let's go through making one of our own. Right here up the top, you can see I can click record and make my own recording. And today class, in this recording, we're going to learn about the water cycle. And well, I'm not the world's greatest artist. That's a little bit of land. And I'm going to give us some water here. And so there's our large body of water. And here, we're going to have the sun up here in the top that heats up our water. Sorry, that's my impression of sunshine happening there. And it's going to help evaporate water, which will eventually form clouds. And as these clouds build up, they will cause precipitation on land. Let's probably have some smaller raindrops here. I'm going to erase my mistake here. It's one of the best things of this. You can quickly fix your mistakes. And the precipitation comes down, ends up collecting into rivers and streams and rivers, and makes its way back to the ocean. And this is a pretty basic, but hopefully clear representation of the water cycle that your students could use to help understand this, or they could use this app to explain what they've learned in your class to you to help demonstrate their knowledge. As one way that you can provide a different example of doing this, or another different example of having your students express their knowledge. You can also add your own pictures. So I'm going to choose one of my own photos here. I have parts of a plant cell. And so my students could label the parts of a plant cell. And so I can click here and add some text. And let's say for the nucleus, I could click here and type in nucleus for my student. Or I could allow my student to click here and draw a line to the cytoplasm to explain their understanding of the topic. So that's a quick demonstration of how ShowMe works. It's a free app available on iPads, and you can save these and email them to yourself and post them on your classroom website so your students have the ability to watch this whenever they need to. If you find yourself explaining the same concept multiple times during a day, or needing to explain a concept to your students when they're out of the classroom, or they're going to need a reminder when they're not in your classroom, this is a great tool for you to share what you know as a teacher and provide your students with examples, and to allow your students to demonstrate their content knowledge and share drawings and explanations of what they understand about a topic. So, thanks.